We'll have players in shortly. As usual, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Moore and then open it up for questions. You can go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty by any means, especially offensively. I think it was two teams, competing really hard, defending, making everything tough out there. But, I like to say it's an ugly baby, but it's our baby. At least found a way to win. And so we're happy for that. But, again, just gutsy win. Defending, again, they've got a great team, a lot of talent. And, Deja Kelly was obviously having a great game. And luckily in the fourth period slowed down a little bit. Defensively, our kids did a good job. So, but, again, you got to protect serve at home, and against a really good team, we were able to do that. And again, just a gutsy effort. It wasn't pretty. We didn't shoot the ball well. I feel like I didn't help them enough offensively out there, but they found a way to get it done.
Wes, defensively, like you were just talking about, I think they came up empty on their last 7 possessions, didn't score the last 3:45. It wasn't easier for you guys, but you guys were in front, so you were protecting the lead. Kind of what did you like about the way your team sort of responded to that, protecting the lead?
Yeah, again, we'd had a stretch there when they made a run and actually took the lead where we had given up some threes to people that we knew could shoot it well. And, when you have somebody dig on the post and give up an open three, or somebody choose between a shooter and a non-shooter to guard the non-shooter and give up a three, those are tough. And I thought the last, 4 minutes, we cleaned some of that stuff up and did a much better job of matching up and getting to the shooters. And, like I said, again, just competing. I think we held them. For them, they went and I like to look at rebounds you went and got. They went and got, looks like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds. That's a great effort against them because they're a really good offensive rebounding team.
I'd also ask you about Isaiah. She was on the bench immediately in the game.
Well, she got 2 fouls.
You're
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And had only scored 1 basket going into the fourth quarter, but she ended up with 8 points in the fourth at key moments.
Yeah.
How did you like the way she responded?
Yeah. Again, I'm proud of her for keeping her confidence. She's probably, in the past, she maybe would hang her head a little bit and get down. And tonight I thought she stayed pretty involved and engaged on the bench. And when she went back in there, she was able to make a couple of big plays for us. So, she obviously didn't shoot the ball well. None of us did from 3-point line, but except for Mimi. Mimi hit a couple of big threes for us. But again, one of those nights you don't shoot well. You got to win with defense and rebounding, and they found a way to do that.
You mentioned the offense. It felt like there were times when the team, settled for some mid-range jumpers instead of kind of, trying to drive or kick it back out.
I thought we stood around. We stood around too much. In a 4-out offense, yeah, you're 4 around 1 and you're spreading them out, but you got to get some movement. And we had a bad habit of passing it and just standing. And the defense, they can guard that real easily. We got to get some movement, maybe set some picks away, and then look to attack those gaps and keep testing them. That's what you want to do in 4-out. You want to spread the floor out, keep testing the gaps, try to draw a second defender. But again, it's also tough when you shoot, 3 for 16 from 3, because when you do get somebody to help and you kick it and it doesn't go in, your offense looks really bad. So, but again, I feel like, I don't want to call as many offensive sets as I do. I'd rather, us be able to come down and just play basketball, and I thought we kind of got away from that. So got a couple of days. We've got a great team coming in Monday night also, and we got a couple of days to try to look at the film, try to clean this stuff up in a hurry, because Louisville's going to be another tough test.
Isaiah gets, you can go. You're good. Right. When Isaiah gets in foul trouble like that, how crucial is it to have an elite freshman like Zoe Brooks able to?
Yeah, Zoe played really well in the first half, and Zoe she's a freshman. Offensively, she played really well tonight. It was just a couple of breakdowns defensively that causes me to maybe go with a veteran group, and that's tough. Lacey Steele's been playing great for us, hitting some big shots. She gave up offensive rebound. Zoe tried to help on the post and gave up a wide open 3 to a great shooter. Those are the things. And again, I know the veterans probably do it too, but they probably got a longer leash. When you're a freshman, it's tough because, again, it's a different game. Let's face it, Zoe went out and scored 35 a night in high school. Didn't matter what she did on the other end. So, again, she's learning. Again, gave us a big lift tonight when we needed it with Isaiah in foul trouble. So, and I thought Maddie Cox had a better game tonight too. She's, been a little bit of slump, been a little bit down. I thought she went in, got a big and one, went to the hole strong, got a couple of defensive rebounds, which again, Utsby and I don't know how to spell it. Kading, how to say it, but, both of them are great offensive rebounders, and for the most part, we did a pretty good job trying to limit those.
Coach, this was the lowest amount of points you guys had in a win this season. Obviously, you'd like to score every single time you go, but that's not realistic. But I think, what does it show for you guys in order, not winning when you make every single shot, the different ways that this team can win basketball games?
This is what we talk about all the time, and we hit it right here. We say hold the team to 60 or less, we're going to win, even on a bad night. And when you get an NCAA tournament, you got to win on a bad night. You're going to have one. You got to win, 4 games to get to the Final Four against really good teams. You're going to have a bad night. You go to the ACC tournament, you got to win 3 or 4 in a row. On a bad night, you got to find a way to win. And that, like I said, that's why I'm proud of this team, defending and rebounding. They did a pretty good job, and to hold a really talented team over there to 59 is big time. It's what we need. But, again, hopefully we don't have to test it again like that. But, yeah, I thought early in the game we were running, and we were getting some transition points. And then, again, you got to understand, the fourth quarter we had a lead. The whole time it seemed like had a 3 or 4 point lead. You're trying to, eat a little bit of clock, but you got to still score. And we kind of, like I said, struggled to do that down the stretch.
Wes, coming out of the half, UNC had a really strong third quarter, kind of pulling themselves back in. What was your message to the team in the fourth to kind of turn the tides on that and get the defense back locked in?
At the half?
Coming out after the third.
After the third?
UNC coming out.
Well, I don't know. We only scored 14 points, so it must not have been a very good one. But you're right. They won the third quarter by 6 points. We had like an 8-point lead at halftime, maybe, something like that. And so, again, we always talk about start the third quarter. You got to come out and set the tone. And we knew they were going to be great. They also came out in the zone in the third quarter, and that maybe slowed us down a little bit. We still got to continue to work on that and get better at attacking the zone. Instead of, as you mentioned, we did settle for a lot of shots tonight. I thought early in the game we settled for a lot of one-on-one jump shots. So hopefully we can, at least sit down with them by position or whatever and look at some of those things and clean that up.
Coach, your current home winning streak started against UNC last year. Looking back at where the program was then and kind of where it is now, what makes you proud about the team's development between them?
Yeah. A year ago, for whatever reason, we didn't play as well, maybe together. You had a good core group of veterans back that had been on, some of them had been on 3 straight ACC championship teams. And then we brought in 3 McDonald's All-Americans, and we hadn't had many of those here straight out of high school, and we got 3 in one summer. So at that point, I really loved the portal. But, for whatever reason, it didn't add up. You look at Carolina men a year ago, they kind of had the same situation maybe. So sometimes it just didn't click right. This group is really close. I think for the most part, they got their priorities in order, and they want to win games, and they want their teammates to do well and play well, and they got each other's backs, and it's just a fun group to be around, even though sometimes they probably can't tell I'm having fun. But
Earl, go ahead.
Wes, when they had 6 consecutive possessions with a 3-point deficit, you kept getting stops. Take me through what was happening during that stretch.
Well, we were really stressing don't give up a 3. And maybe they were looking for that. I'm not sure. But, especially the last minute or two, we were really putting a priority on, let's make sure everyone's guarding the 3-point line. So we didn't need anybody sagging in the paint, even if their player was not really a really good perimeter shooter. Normally we'd sag and help in that situation. But, late in the game like that, we really tried to extend our defense and make sure if they picked on the ball, hand it off, we had somebody there to meet them when they came off of it.
A two-parter on Sanaya Rivers. First of all, it seems like every game, especially the ones you guys win, there's a guard or a wing who gets a high rebound total, and it was her tonight. What is it? Is that common? Is it something about your team, or is that something common? How does that happen?
Well, again, Sanaya's, special talent. She can go get rebounds. She can make plays on defense, get steals. And you're right. In that situation, she obviously led us in total rebounds, but the big one there, she went and got 7 defensive boards. And like I said, that's a big key to this game. For Utsby, again, she's the best, maybe the best rebounder in the league. I think she's leading the ACC in total rebounds. So to try to keep her off the glass, she got 11 boards, but only one of them was offensive. So, but yeah, we need, if the post, we really stress for the post players to try to keep their players off the glass because they're such great offensive rebounders. If you do that, that really allows the guard to go in there and clean up the mess. If everybody does a good job bodying up, getting the box out, a guard can go in there and clean up what's left. And Sanaa did a great job of that tonight.
In the second part, sir, she had 1 foul. They fouled her 6 times. So that tells me, again, they had a hard time dealing with her. She was winning off the dribble.
Right.
And you mentioned the moving the team around, the double screen for Hayes, the 1 3-pointer she hit, that was late, that was a big shot. She sort of directed the offense. Is she starting to become a leader? Is she starting to become the player?
Well, yeah, I think she's been a leader all year, definitely. And you're talking about Sanaya?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, she's been a leader for us all year. And, she's worked hard in the summer and in the off season and still coming in extra. And, you need your best players to be your leaders. You can talk all you want about this or that, but you need your best players to set a great example, get there early, put in the extra shots, put in the extra time, and then do the little things out there on the court so that you can then hold other people accountable.
Coach, after last game, you called for the fans to come in here and be loud. Just how happy were you with them?
Yeah, I mean, our crowd's always great, and, I know the quote or whatever, that was tongue-in-cheek, laughing when I said it, but when you see it on paper, you don't see the laugh or the tongue-in-cheek. So, again, I apologize for that. I was just making a joke. My wife's been mad at me for 42 years for making jokes and sarcasm. So I got a technical one time for sarcasm. She said if I'd have known that, I'd teed you up 20 years ago. So, yeah. So sometimes I need just to make sure everybody understands I'm kidding.
Okay, we can do one more, Coach, so we can get the players in and anybody else need anything? Okay.
Y'all good?
Y'all.
All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all being here. I'm taking a picture of this group. I expect to see y'all every game now.